And then to lay over the top, we had a cello that was played by a cellist for another piece that we've manipulated in both tuning and I think
speed as well, to try and fit it with the tempo of the track.
Yeah. So if I play a little bit of that. But lovely, sort of very delicate bowing, not just sort of standard cello, almost sort of very atmospheric type playing. And that's got, I'll bring over my mixer again. So this again has got, I've got a reverb and a delay on my, as my global effects that I can use as, that I can send, use as effect sends is what I want to say. So this has got a nice delay and reverb that I'm using from the sends on the mixer instead of actually in line with the channel. So I think again it's a fab filter. I quite like their stuff. So this is the delay that's on the track, because there's really nice filtering, and sort of the filters can give it a nice sort of warmth and distorted sound within the delays, and you can build them up. We've done other tracks where we've sort of sat on the feedback of the delay and it almost goes into self-distortion, and you can sort of ride that, and that's really nice. But this plugin is particularly good for that. And then the reverb I'm using globally, just for your reference, is just the standard Reverence plugin from Cubase. But I think in this particular instance, I have bought some third-party impulses, because it's a convolution reverb. So you can buy different impulses that mimic old reverbs. This is from a Lexicon 224, which is a sort of old school reverb. So yeah, and so that just gives us more potential in creating different reverbs.
With regards to the send returns, is that the only reverb you have, or do you use multiple reverbs within a track when you're creating it and engineering it?
Often I tend to use one reverb, but if it's, if there's a specific sound that wants a tiny bit more, or a different ambience, I'll put another one in. But yeah, obviously trying to get a mix to go from front to back as well as side to side, one can use different length reverbs to give you a sense of something's closer or further away, but even just the amount of send can do the same thing for you. And a lot of sounds from things like Omnisphere and some of the other plugins will come with their own reverb sort of on them already. So I tend to just use the one unless I need to sort of do something specific. In an ambient track like this, though, tend to just crank on loads of reverb and hope for the best. No, but it's quite.
It's just sort of setting that kind of big atmospheric feel, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
I guess it helps blend all of the different tracks together if you're using a single reverb.
Yes. On a sort of warm ambient track like this, yes, that would be a sort of sensible thing to do. But again, as I say, different styles of reverb can give you a lot of depth backwards and forwards, as well as or front to back, as well as side to side, if that makes sense. So going back to the track,
can we just show? I don't know how easy it is to just play that an octave lower.
What, the cello?
Yeah, just what we've just heard, and hear how different it sounds like an octave lower.
So this is the original transpose up a semitone, and I've got the global transpose up here on this piece of audio. So if I go down to -11, there's
quite a big difference in what it sounds like and what it would inspire us to come up with.
But the fact that it's sounds processed in this case is really a nice thing. It's quite a sort of, gives it a breathiness, or sort of quite.
We're not trying to emulate it exactly, are we? I mean, it'd be interesting to just play both those, like maybe going from there to there, maybe from say 11 to 15 with the whole track, or some of the other elements, and see how different it would sound. And this is one of the things that we often do, which is to listen back and think, is that better, or is it worse, or is it just different?
Right. Okay. So this is
So
from
it's
11 with that cello transposed down.
down, and then you can hear when it goes to an octave higher. What? It's sort of almost lost at the moment, but
Push it up. Let me do that again. I'll push it up a little bit. I'll just push up that little section. Obviously, with most doors, you can turn up an individual clip. So on this, on Cubase, there's a little handle up here. You can just crank it up to turn up. And
Same with Studio One.
yeah, it's quite a handy thing.
It's the exact same way method
Yeah.
we use.
So I've just cranked that up by 9 dBs, which is probably a bit manic. Oh no, I haven't. I've done it 3 because I think it was. But I'll undo it in a minute, so we get back to where we were. It's got more sort of characterful sound, I think.
yeah. It almost sounds like a bagpipe now. It's kind of.
Yeah.
So often, developing the track can be a series of things like that, where you think, or maybe both of them might sound good together, or I mean, and that's what's so hard to. You don't know until you do it.
I think in this instance, maybe we should transpose all of that down because it's sounding really
It's
cool.
only better, didn't we? Yeah. So this is what we're doing as we're going along now, is seeing. That did sound better, actually, didn't it?
So in this, it happened to be in this track that there's a section of cello that is was 33 bars long that used to happen at bar 33, but we were trying it at the beginning, so we'll work on the that idea that we transpose the first half down an octave and then the second half maybe if
So
that goes up the octave.
let's see what it sounds like now from the beginning with, a completely different thing that we've just done.
Yes, because I think we've been through most of the sounds now, haven't we? So that's the full track again. Yeah, I might turn up all these low ones a little bit.
It has changed it quite a lot, hasn't it?
Yes, it's nice.
But then again, you sort of think, now I'm thinking straight away, should the pad that the Omnisphere, if that wasn't in, because that's doing a similar sort of note,
Would that allow you to hear
the
more of
cello
that other
more?
thing?
So this is where it's quite hard to just, especially for us, to ever finish a track.